The Insta360 GPS Preview Remote allows you to control up to 4 cameras at the same time. How does it work? How well does it work? Well, let's find out. Hello and welcome. This is a follow-up video to my recent review of the GPS Preview Remote. Today's focus is going to be using this remote to control multiple Insta360 cameras at the same time. And as usual, there's a lot to cover here, so I'll place the chapters up here on the video timeline. But very importantly, before we get into it, this video is not sponsored, paid for, or influenced in any way. I purchased all of the equipment with my own money, and the opinions are entirely my own. And if you enjoy the video, please remember to give us a like. Also consider subscribing to the channel for a lot more similar content. So let's get on with it. Now, as you're probably aware, Insta360 offers 2 different dedicated remotes for their various cameras, the GPS Action Remote and the GPS Preview Remote. Now, if you've been following the channel, you'll know that I just did a similar video where we connected multiple cameras to the Action Remote, and while it is limited to just 3 cameras simultaneously, it does actually support pretty much the entire Insta360 product line. Now, the GPS Preview Remote has the advantage that it can handle up to 4 cameras at the same time, but it only supports 3 specific cameras from the Insta360 lineup, the Ace, the Ace Pro, and the X4. Now, in today's video, I'm going to be connecting the Ace Pro and the X4. I will be connecting 2 cameras, but the connection process and the operation is the same whether you're using 2 cameras or 4 cameras. So let's start out then by going through the connection process. Okay, so let's go through the connection process, starting with the first camera. I'm going to use my X4 here. So the way we connect the camera to the remote is on the remote. You'll notice I hit the camera button and it immediately starts searching. And on my X4, I'm going to choose the remote button here, Bluetooth remote, which will do the same thing on the X4. You can see it finds the Bluetooth remote, and after a few seconds it connects. And now we are connected. Okay, so now we're going to add our second camera. So my X4 is currently connected. We're now going to add my Ace Pro. Now the way we do that is a little bit odd. So we're going to pull down from here and pull down again. And here you can see the connection menu. Right now you can see I'm connected to my X4. And in the top right here, you can see a little camera icon with a plus on it. Pressing this now starts the search again, and now on my Ace Pro, as I did before, hit the remote button. After a few seconds, it discovers the GPS Preview Remote. So as you can see, I now have 2 cameras connected. If I hit the record button, you'll see now both cameras begin recording. And I can stop recording also. Okay, so as far as operating multiple cameras is concerned, let's start with the easy stuff. Obviously, I can start and stop recording. Single press of the record button will start the recording, and of course, a single press will stop the recording. Now, there is a feature on both of these cameras that allows you to start a recording, and if you, for whatever reason, want to cancel, you can also do that using the remote, just simply by holding the record button, and it will cancel the recording on both cameras. Now I can also use the remote to change the recording mode of both cameras. Now it doesn't offer every mode available, just the most popular ones. Just tapping down here, you can see I have access to 5 different modes, being video, time shift, time lapse, photo, and back around to video mode. As far as powering on and off the cameras is concerned, by holding down the power button, this brings up the power menu where I can turn off the cameras, turn off the remote, or turn off both. I'm going to turn off the cameras, and as you can see, both cameras now power off. Now when it comes to powering the cameras back on again, unfortunately this is not quite so good. When I activate the camera and I want to connect, it will only wake up and connect to the last connected camera, which in this case is the Ace Pro. If I want to also connect my X4, once the Ace Pro is connected, again, go into this camera mode, add a camera, and that should be enough to connect my X4. It will take a few seconds. The X4 is notoriously slow on this. And there you go. Now we have both cameras reconnected. When it comes to other features, there are a couple of things to mention here, the first being the display. Now, when I did this same video for the GPS Action Remote, one of the things I complained about there was the display. When you are connected to multiple cameras with the Action Remote, you get no information at all in the display. You can't see what mode is currently selected. You can't even tell if the cameras are recording or not. Well, the good news here is on the GPS Preview Remote, this has definitely been improved. You can clearly see what mode you are in, so if I switch over to the camera mode, you can very clearly see that on the display. If I switch back to video mode, again, you can very clearly see that change. Also, when it comes to recording, if I start the recording with the GPS Preview Remote, you can see clearly on the display that the cameras are currently recording. And one other thing to mention in this section is the GPS functionality. I know many of you like to use this GPS functionality and embed your GPS statistics in your videos. Well, just like the Action Remote, the good news here is that when using multiple cameras, that same GPS data is recorded and embedded into the video files of all connected cameras. If you saw my video of connecting multiple cameras to the GPS Action Remote, you'll know that I wasn't overly impressed. Well, I will say that the GPS Preview Remote does do it a little bit better. It's possible to change modes and see what mode you are in, even when you're dealing with different camera types. The display gives you better information in terms of showing you what mode the cameras are currently in, and also very importantly, whether or not the cameras are currently recording. But clearly there's still some room for improvement when it comes to operating multiple cameras. I do feel that they could make a little bit better use out of this nice display, giving you better and more information about what your cameras are currently doing. And I think, just like the Action Remote, a big issue is the fact that you can power off multiple cameras, but you can only power one of them back on. So that wraps it up, a pretty short one today. I hope you got good information out of this video. If so, remember to give us a like and consider subscribing to the channel for a lot more similar content. If you have any questions, any comments, if you have suggestions for future videos, please drop those into the comment section. Otherwise, thank you for watching.